Yes, I went to Chicago before, and also to Seattle, San Diego,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Atlanta.
Yes,
I'll
I had
Yes,
my
like that.
master's there as
Oh
well.
my goodness. Where at, Sarah?
I was in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow. A nice city.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like it.
I got my PhD from Ole Miss, Mississippi University. I stayed about for 3 years or 3 years and almost.
Oh,
It was
how
at this time. I agree with you. It is amazing, really.
very nice. Very nice. Yep. Mississippi. Again, Midwest. No, Mississippi is south.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. Right. Nice. So, all right. Time for us to begin. Today, we'll talk about the miscellaneous things we have done, the asynchronous, synchronous planning of activities, assignments, assessments. The third component that we want to talk about is it working? How do we know? All right, so that's the focus. All of you, welcome back. So the first thing we want to do is to look at your samples of in-class assignment and assessments. You have been very creative. You will see how everyone has their own ways of creating their activities for their students. Any obstacles that you may come across while you're building these activities or getting the students to do what you want them to do, peer evaluations to make sure that the groups are working properly, and then student surveys, conducting student surveys, developing samples of student surveys, course evaluations is what we call. The university may do it for their purpose, and it may help you also, but you could have your own set of surveys for you to see where things are working, where things may not be working, and how we can correct that. So this is constant checking of, is it working, is it not working, type of thing. So are you ready to see your and your peers' activities? If so, we will start. Some of you may want to share your work when you are very proud of yours. Some samples I was able to cut and paste here, but it doesn't mean that you cannot share. All right, everybody is welcome to share. So let's go with Muhammad Ghanim. Do you want to share your work? Brag about your work?
Yes, Dr. Chaya, I will share, but just 1 minute to open it on my laptop.
Sure. So in the meantime, I can talk about it. I saw two activities, and one of them was an open-ended assignment. You were asking about, what do you know about vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E type of thing. I wasn't sure if
That's right.
it's a group assignment or an individual assignment. That can also be elaborated on.
It was group assignment. I selected 3 groups. and from my class and give them this assignment to be done. And they already did it. And I attached also two presentations about vitamin C and vitamin D for two groups of my class.
Mm-hmm. How big are your groups, Mohammed?
This group, each group, it was five students.
5 students. Those groups are made for the entire semester, or is it just one time?
No, I started this group when we agreed about to make just partial flipped for our courses now. This group continues for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, the remaining of semester, but not from the beginning of semester. Just 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I started to make it.
Okay, okay. So they will work in their own groups for 3-4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Do you want to share, or I can stop sharing mine if you want to share?
Yeah, but I am still trying to make it now.
Okay.
Take few.
If you're still taking time, I'm going to go to the next one and then come back to yours.
Okay, okay. It will fit for me.
Yeah. Hiba's work was already shared last time. She has revised her lecture
Yes.
on Zoom, and then there is the quiz, there is an in-class case, etc. Anything else you want to add, Hiba?
No, doctor, regarding the in-class activities, I will try to divide the students to 4 groups according to the number of cases. And I just add one slide to what are the main information they should answer in each case or search for in each case.
Okay, okay. Great. And that would keep the class engaged for the duration of your class time?
Again, doctor?
Does the activity keep the students engaged?
Yes, it's about the infections have been discussed in the asynchronous presentation, and so they will be engaged to memorize all of the items regarding the type of infection, the type of causative agent, how to prevent, all of the items you should be aware, or all of the ILOs required.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Good, good. So then you're all pretty much set, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can revise these questions as you go and repeat the same, course again and again, so that the questions are fresh and students don't have to use the previous answers from the senior students.
Maybe if I change the case.
Correct.
Itself.
Or
Yeah.
You can change the questions for the case.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep looking for newer cases that would be ideal for your class, or create your own.
Yes.
Make up some stories.
Yes, we make that already, but in the exams only. But later on, it will be used during flipped classroom lectures.
Mm-hmm. I have a case written, which I will talk to you about later. And if you're interested in using it in your class and collecting some data on how students answer it, we can talk about it outside of this.
Yes, okay.
All right. So it's about the tick disease.
Yes, rickettsia or something like that.
Right. Lichiosis.
Mm-hmm.
And the patients suffering from it, and students have to act, use that case to answer these questions, how tick-borne diseases are common in the summer, and what all they can do. Lyme disease, ehrlichiosis, etc. But the focus is, if you are interested in it, we can.
Yes, we will. Yeah, I will arrange for you with you, doctor.
Thank you. So we will talk.
Thanks.
I am ready, Dr.
Comments.
Chaya, if you want to go back to my...
Great. So then we will do that.
Okay, I will share now.
Mhm.
I will share it. Yes. This is an assignment, in class assignment. They will do it in front of me. Composed of just MCQ questions, okay, to be done and to assess their deep understanding of the topic. This is in class activity. There is another one which is group activity. I can stop sharing that and share next. Activity 1.
Is it the open-ended assignment?
Yeah, I did now. Did you see it?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. I have 3 groups in my class. I asked them about, maybe we went through small information or at the beginning about vitamin C and immunity. And I asked them to make deep presentation about the importance of vitamin C and vitamin D or vitamin E to improve or boost immunity, especially during COVID-19 crisis, as we need to improve our immunity. 2 groups already submitted their assignment, and 1 group was late. I submitted all of presentations and only miss model. I don't know if you went through it or not.
No. Okay.
This is presentation. This is the idea about class activity or in-class activity plus quiz that I shared a few minutes ago.
Right. So that's an excellent way to keep them engaged. So they do the presentation for the rest of the class.
Yeah. In front of my class, they did it.
Very nice. And
it was. Sorry for interruption. It was. I opened the questions from others to them. It was a global discussion in the class about their presentation, about strength, about weak points in their presentation. If there is open questions for me or for the group, it was open discussion for all of my students.
Yeah. Good interaction. Very good. Yeah. A great way to do this. So yours is a presentation type of activity. Yeah. So these are the varieties that we'll be seeing today. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to be sharing the screen again.
I stop sharing. You can.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So we talked to Hiba. Now, Nazreen, are you here?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah, you want to talk about your course, Nazreen?
To talk about course?
Your course, pre-class, in-class, what plans do you have? all of that. I think we missed you last week. Am I right?
No, I am there, but at the last time I get busy with something important and urgent.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I have no idea what you are planning to do. Maybe you want to share with everyone.
Wallahi, I found the course, you know, at Al Marifa University. Now it is condensed to يعني from 4 weeks to 2 weeks and plus. So I couldn't able to flip my course with the students. I feel they cannot accept that.
You shouldn't be flipping it right now.
Yes.
Not at all. You cannot be flipping now, but you only prepare for the future course. If you are flipping as you are preparing, it's not a good idea. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so you want me just to prepare the course as flipping.
You would prepare for the future course.
Inshallah, we'll do inshallah.
What plans do you have? Which course will you be teaching? Is it the renal physiology still?
Maybe renal, maybe respiration. Just let me talk with my head department which course I want to go to teach, because it is changed each semester.
Okay, so can you share what you will be doing in our next session?
Inshallah, we'll do inshallah.
We need both asynchronous activities and synchronous activities, all the stuff that you'll be doing with your students, asynchronous and synchronous. For the course you'll be teaching next. This one is now, you know, you can't prepare while you're teaching. It's going to be too much for you to do, and students won't be able to shift from the lecture style to the flipped style. So are you using just the lecture style now?
Yes, distant learning.
Right. So you are providing all the materials online on Moodle?
Yes, online, and it is a live lecture, through Zoom.
Through Zoom, yeah. So that's what we want to avoid. If you're lecturing while you are with the students, we don't want to do that, but instead we want to keep them engaged when you have students with you. But move the lecture for them to do it on their own.
Well, inshallah, we hope inshallah will be done. It is not difficult, but we need to prepare the student first, and we prepare our course inshallah.
Talk to your mentor, please. Najat is your mentor, right?
Yes, and we have a WhatsApp group together, me and Hiba and Dr. Najat.
Okay. So that way you can gradually shift from the lecture mode to the flipped teaching mode. It looks like the plan is not there yet, and we need to be changing from the lecture style to the flipped style.
Inshallah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
So we will work on yours next week. Bring some samples and share some samples on the Moodle so that you can share it next week. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Well done.
All right. Now let's go to Shahabuddin. Is it Shaikh?
Yes, doctor, please.
Okay. All right. You are a pro. You have pretty much everything planned. No in-class assignment assessment. Is that correct, or am I missing something?
There is a link for assessment actually.
Okay, so maybe I didn't see it.
The last page actually. Can I share? I'll show you if you want.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay.
So I'll be
It's a
sharing.
fun thing for everybody, right? Seeing everybody's work.
Let me just please open the. Sorry.
Yeah, if others are also, have everything ready, that way we can go through.
So please let me share the guide I have uploaded here.
Cool.
Can you see?
Not yet.
Okay. Let me again try. Okay. Here is the guide I had submitted.
Oh, I saw that.
In that
Yes,
last section
I
is
have
talking
it.
about the assessment.
Yeah, I have that. I have pasted it. I think you posted it yesterday, right?
Yeah, last night actually. But
Okay.
last part is about assessment, which was on the next page.
Okay, that's right. So I know now you submitted last night. I have cut and pasted it. I also have a sample. Thank you so much. So you have thought about all the activities. Think, pair, share is there, and you broke it down nicely. That's what I liked about.
It was about time management actually, ma'am. We
Yeah.
decided only for 15 minutes, so we had to arrange.
That's really nice how you broke it down, like well thought through the whole process, and you built a variety of things, so it's not just one activity. You know what I mean? Yeah. I went through it this morning, but then didn't change the slide, I guess. Okay, perfect. Any question for Shahabuddin? Anybody?
It's very well prepared. Well done. Good homework.
Thank you. All right. If you would unshare now, I'm going to be pulling mine.
Please.
I'm going to share the sample here. There you go. That's the one that's yours, Shahabuddin. I cut and pasted to show how well organized this is, well thought out for the entire session. So we can see how you would keep the students engaged with various things. This is an ideal example for us. All right, Muhammad El Sharbini, is that how I? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You are going to have, you did share a problem set.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was going to be a group activity or an individual activity.
I start first by individual activity. I started the in-class activity by make a summarization about the previous lectures and any questions back or unclear topics. Then I made individual activities by case scenario. After that, I make or divided the student into 5 groups, 6 students each. Then each group with slides and video. And after that, I made questions like extended matching questions and matching. And after that, feedback, but the feedback is orally. Oral feedback.
Is oral?
Yeah, just what about the dissertation and so on.
So discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share your work?
Yes.
Okay. I liked your problem sets. I mean, you may not call it problem sets.
Yes.
Yeah, but please go ahead and share. They were really engaging type of questions, I thought.
Yes. This is about my in-class activities, like summarize then unclear topic. Then I made some cases like assessment individual, many cases like that, and the choosing. After that, I made the TBL like a small group divided into 5 groups. with their slides and video. After that, I made different type of questions like AMQ, extended matching questions, like that, like small cases, and they choosing from down, like that, and also matching questions. I made different type of assessment.
Very good, very good. So that would keep them engaged the entire time.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And finally, immediate feedback.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you would have the problem set in front of you and go over it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, right. Yeah. Good,
And,
good.
And also we can compare the result of each group, the answer of each group. They can discuss all the group about the answer.
Each group will
each group have the same questions. And after that, they will discuss all the groups with the answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, right. So I'm going to share my instant feedback example. I recorded for a student yesterday when I was giving feedback. If you would like to see it, I'm going to play this for a few minutes, how I engage the class, not really picking on anyone, but how they volunteer to do it. This is my undergrad exercise science course. Let me look for this and then pull it up. Your media is ready, is how it says. Yep, here it is. So I'm going to share it. Share. This is the one. So it's loading. Connect to this content, please try to refresh. Okay, something went, this is not available today. But I may have others. Let's not worry about it. This is not going to be possible. I think they're upgrading Blackboard or something. That's where the content is not available. Maybe at the very end, I will show you how that's done. Okay, so that's good. We are done with half of the group almost. Omar?
Yes, bro.
Yeah, you want to go and talk about yours?
Yes, I already.
Our Zoom lecture being posted on Moodle now. And you were two cases that you have shared with us. I wasn't sure if you were doing it as a group or an individual activity.
Yeah, it is a group activity.
It's a group activity. Okay, and then the duration that the students would take, would that be for the entire class, or some other activities will be built on top of it?
Actually, there are two cases. Okay, and everyone take about 15 minutes. We can discuss if there is any difficulties later on. About because these are just two examples of the lumps according to the lecture. There are many lumps there. I give them two cases, examples of the two examples of the lecture, and then we can discuss the other case.
Two cases, yeah, that will keep them busy, right?
There's any difficulties, of course.
So your group that you will be making, how big is it?
They are usually 20 to 25.
How many?
The total number, 25.
And then they stay together the whole time, or do you switch?
We can switch, yes. We can switch to maybe divide it them to 4 or to 5 groups, each one 5 students.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they can discuss together, and finally, if there's any difficulties, we will discuss together.
Is it a breakout room type of activity? Maybe, is it breakout room or are they in the class?
In the class. I'm talking about in the class.
You see them in the class. Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. So
Maybe also, I mean, one of the professors will be with me together in the class and to discuss with these groups.
okay, so it's a team taught course.
Yes.
So you're not the only one, but there are other professors.
Yes. In order to save the time also.
Got it. Got it. All right. So let's move on to is it Qadri, Muhammad?
Yep, Muhammad Qadri.
Uh-huh. So you have been busy building activities after activities, and you said puzzle, and I was puzzled by it, and you posted one, and you have another activity. I have pulled the screenshots of these, the puzzle.
This is a puzzle. Yeah.
This is a beautiful activity. You can share it on the course page to show how it works. You can drag and drop, etc. And then the other activity I had was this one. This I liked a lot.
This is a plan, yeah.
Yes, because you broke it down again, beautifully color-coded, everything that you would be planning in an order. So this is a solid example of how you can schedule your activities tentatively. Sometimes activities may go a little longer or a little shorter. But if you have a plan, then it's going to be at least you don't have to worry too much about sending them too soon or keeping them too long or running out of ideas, all of that. Okay, so I'm going to let you share and show off your work.
I'll just open. So I hope you are seeing my screen now.
Yes.
So this was actually the plan for the in-class activity, which I had divided into 2 sessions. One first session is 60 minutes and another one is 50 minutes session. Take the mouse here, okay. And before the class, I'll just take the pen from here.
You can grab the pen option there.
Yeah.
Do you see a pen in the corner?
Yeah. So actually before the session, just a day or a few hours before the session, I have arranged one quiz, which will be checking for their preparation, how they have utilized to my asynchronous material, which I have posted on Moodle or other, also supplied to them. And during the first session, first 15 minutes, I have divided into Q&A session. If they have any queries, they may ask the question, and depending upon that, I may take a mini lecture, or depending upon their need, I will manipulate the first 15 minutes of session how they want it, to explain the difficult concepts which they did not understood. Then in the second half, I plan to divide them into small groups. Actually, there are 25, so I plan to divide them into 5 small groups. And each group actually is depending upon the phases of the cardiac cycle. As I am showing this for my teaching of the cardiac cycle, like atrial systole will be one group, IVC will be another group, ejection phase will be another group, IVR will be one group. So, and what they have to do in the group is they have to classify the events like mechanical and electrical events happening during the cardiac cycle, and prepare a short presentation about it. So in the next 25 minutes, they are going to present what they have worked during the last 10 minutes. So every group will have a 5 minutes of presentation, And during these 5 minutes of presentation, the other students can ask them questions. So this will be second QA session, you can say, sort of a thing. And also their peers will assess them during the presentation. So this will be sort of a TRAT. And also the teacher or supervisor will assess them during the presentation. So there will be two assessments. One will be by peers and another will be by teacher.
Very good.
And during the last 10 minutes, there will be feedback session depending upon what they presented on. This is how I have planned for the first session. And the second session, which is about 50 minutes, it starts with QA again. During like the discussion and the presentation or the previous day work, if they find any difficulty, they can ask the question QA, and I may explain to them on the board, whiteboard, or some other way. And the next session again divided into small groups that I had the same group which I had on the previous day. And this is for 20 minutes. And here I have planned to engage them in a puzzle, which I will just show it to you, which will be as a TRAT. And there will be 15 minutes feedback session. And after these two sessions, I have planned one individual synchronous assessment for them, where I will be assessing high cognitive type of questions with them. So let me share with you the quiz, the puzzle, how it goes. I'll open up the Moodle page here. See, yeah. So this is what the Moodle page they have. And if I hope you are seeing this. Is it visible?
Yes.
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 So let me have a view. It's not visible. I'll continue with the last preview. Yeah, okay. So this is how the puzzle looks like. And here there are in the table, there is in the column, there are phases of cardiac cycle is there. And in here there are different what is the state of atria, what is the state of ventricle, what are the state of the valves, and the pressure changes in the atrium is mentioned. So a student can pick up from here, like they can pick atria is contracting now in atrial systole. What is the state of ventricle? It's relaxed now. Like what is the pressure changes going on in the atrium? They can select the A wave is coming there. So they can pick the answers from below and they can place it in the right place. And immediately they will be getting after submitting it, they will be getting a feedback.
Right.
So this is a sort of just puzzle or game, and by which I will engage them, and also the marks has been allotted, and they will do this in a group. This will be a sort of a group activity.
Very good. Very good.
So I'll stop sharing now.
Beautiful. Yeah. Any thoughts on Muhammad's preparation?
Wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, very nice. I like it.
Thank you very much.
Excellent and engaging activity actually. This
Yeah, very creative.
Very creative, definitely.
And very colorful and extremely well organized, well planned. So,
thank you very much. Actually, this idea I got from you last time when you were talking about Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I thought to.
Yeah, good. I wanted to create a Jeopardy activity, but I wasn't sure how many of you have heard of or used it. In here in this country, Jeopardy is a very standard game, so everybody knows about it. So I wasn't sure if it is the same, if you have heard about it or not, how it works or not. So I kind of backed off from it. But this is excellent, and a drag and drop, and this is a very difficult concept that you have. This one here, especially the timing of the events within a cardiac cycle is not easy. They always have that myth. When the AV valves close, they're thinking about something else. The heart sounds versus the contraction, and all are mixed up. So this activity helps them kind of reorganize, rethink about the whole thing. Good.
Thank you very much.
Hassan,
Yes.
yes, are you going to share yours?
Yes, please. Excuse me. I uploaded my work on the model last night. I divided my class into three stages: the beginning, the middle, and the last part of my class.
You want me to pull it up, or
Yeah, it is on the model. Yes, please.
you want me to pull it? Okay, I will do that. Okay. So I am here. There you go. You want to go to yours?
Sorry, doctor, but I lost the host for the internet connections problem. Can please Mr. Muhammad or Dr. Muhammad give me the host again to record the session? Muhammad Sharbini.
Oh, so I cannot share, you mean?
No, you can, but I mean, I need to record the.
Oh, I see.
So
I see.
I need the host again, please.
Do you want me to start recording?
No, just I want Dr. Muhammad Sharbini to give me the host again. Because the host now is Dr. Muhammad.
Oh, I see. All right, this is the project we are looking at here. This is Dr. Hassan's work. Let's see. So this is our, where is the work? There was one that was done recently, right? That's not shared.
That was one from last night.
I don't see it here. What happened to it? I saw that you had posted. Oh, no. Hold on. Hassan. It's not here. So maybe you want to repost it. Maybe you can just talk about it.
Yeah, I can just stop it orally. First of all, what I did, I divided my pre-class in the middle of the class and end of the class.
Okay.
What I have done, the first thing to give like a preamble, tell the students about the class, about the grading system, giving them an outline about the class and the grading system. My idea here is to get them encouraged to see that there's going to be a grade system and they are going to be awarded something in this class. So from there, then I divided my groups into two groups of 5. Okay. Then I developed a quiz-like activity. And within that quiz, I said, okay, I'm gonna show you a video. There will be a video which they will be watching. And after the video, they will compare the quiz and what was discussed in the video. And this is the middle of the class. I graded the class from A, B, C, D, so that student can be encouraged to see that if they score high, they will go get this grade. If they score low, they will get this grade. So there's a pass fail. Okay, there's a pass fail. It started from 90 above and below 50 as well. So from that point of view, then I moved on. I let the student work and they came back to class. We discussed what they have worked. I was there present in order to encourage them and to make the discussion very lively. At the end of the day, the end of the class, we did an evaluation. And this evaluation was done between each group was evaluating the other group. And I was there just watching. This is my way. And it went very well. There was a lot of discussions and why here you gave 3, why this shouldn't be 3, it should be 4. So this is how we went on, and I came in and tried to stabilize the two groups, to let the two groups to clarify between what there was going on between the discussion between the two groups. And this is how I ended up. I unfortunately I didn't present the quiz. As I mentioned that I will give the quiz, but I could not upload the quiz that what I intended. It was a 10 items quiz, which was there, and it would take not more than 7 minutes. So this is how in brief.
Any questions for Dr. Hassan by the group? No questions from the group to Dr. Hassan?
I'm going to speak out.
I have a question. How long is the video?
The video is 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes.
Could it be assigned as an asynchronous activity?
I could have done that.
That way they can watch it before coming.
Yes.
So you would have more time. Typically that's what we are advocating here, right?
Yes.
If they are watching the video when you have them in class, you lost 15 minutes of class time that you could have used for engaging them in a more interactive.
The Gassan also, it wasn't not only the video. I assigned the reading materials.
Correct.
It was connected with the video.
Right.
Yeah.
Reading and video both can be assigned.
Yeah.
As asynchronous activity.
Okay.
And then you ask them to recall that information. That would be a retrieval activity, recalling the details of the video. That means they have to have watched it before coming. So it's a good way to engage them outside of class. And during class, you would have other activities. And what you're saying is you have already done it in your class this semester.
Yes, but I had some difficulties when the two groups were discussing. Well, there was a little bit of like confrontation. Why, and there was a lot of whys and hows. And my intervention, I think, it was helpful, but actually I didn't want to intervene. I wanted them to resolve this, should I call it misunderstanding or whatever it was. But fortunately, I was in there and it was very helpful.
Mm-hmm. So the whole idea for us is to have the content all prepared now. In the way we think would work, this anticipation, and then test it during the next semester.
That's right.
So now, because you're already doing it, probably you can make the adjustments that you think would be better in your course next time.
Well, I believe 101%. I believe that actually it's going to help me reduce my workload. That's how I feel. I feel like it will be very, I will be relaxing and let students work. Well, this is how I feel. So I'm looking forward for this one. I really looking forward for.
We don't look at it as relaxing or.
I just use the word relax, but I don't mean it relax in the real sense.
reduced workload. None of that happens. We are teachers. We want to do our best. So we keep coming up with new plans all the time. What you would do is reorganize the way you would introduce the material for students in the future. And then you would have more activities for them during your synchronous session. So building all those activities is not going to be easy. You will be working towards developing those assignments, assessments, all of that. So it will keep you busy.
That's right.
You will be able to appreciate the effectiveness of your activities. And the students would also appreciate the organized delivery of the content.
Thank you.
All right, so let's move on. Thank you for sharing your plans. And we do have some plans to shuffle the order. A video could be shifted to the asynchronous mode and all of that. Okay, so that was Hassan. Now we are going to Hasna. Hasna, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I need you to talk about pretty much everything. We haven't had you in class, or what has happened so far? Somehow we have nothing.
Okay. Okay, doctor. My course, my flip course is the patient assessment and physical examination. My student number about 39 female students in one section. The other section about 55 female students. I use a full flip class from the first lecture to the end. Pre-synchronous activities is the ready YouTube videos. The length of time average about 15 minutes. And upload the PowerPoint presentations on the model. The synchronous activities is in the form of questions and answers for all students, and sharing the answers for all of them. I will share the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, so yours is the physical examination, and what else did you say? I missed that part.
Patient assessment and physical examination.
Okay. And then that's a good one to assign as a flipped classroom, right? The activities that they have to know before they work with the patient. Okay, and then this is your course, and then you would be doing it as full flip, and you said 39 male students?
Female.
39 female. Okay.
39 female. Yes. Okay. The other section is 55 females.
5 or 15? How many?
55 females.
Oh
55 females.
Okay.
Yes.
No, 55 yes. Boys, right?
No, girls. 55 girls.
Girls, okay. So both are girls. All right. That's your class size, and I have not seen any of the materials, so you may want to show the materials to class if you have them ready. Do you want to share it now?
Okay.
Do you want to share your
yes
preparation? Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing.
Do you see?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Just a minute.
I see the slide.
Okay.
Are you still there?
Yes. Just a minute, please.
Okay.
Do you see the slides?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a PowerPoint presentation. I uploaded it pre-class, pre-synchronous, and this is after make a group discussion in the form of questions and answers with the students about all the lecture. For example, what is the subjective data we can collect from the patient, and how can we use the objective data and for assessment techniques to assess the patient condition, and what are the normal and abnormal findings and the possible causes for abnormal findings. After all of this, in the form of questions and answers, I put a sample for MCQ questions at the end of the lecture, like this. This is a question in the form of a case study, and I asked the students to answer these questions. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So you said it's a group or an individual?
Individual, because not all group is ready to answer. Not all group studies the lecture. Not all group. This is one of the challenges I meet it in the class.
And then, is there any video that you have prepared?
Yes.
How to
yes.
do
Yes. Yes.
Patient assessment and physical exam? You
I
have.
found. I picked up already a video on YouTube, very consistent with the course reference and very consistent with our course. Yes, ready videos on YouTube.
Okay, so maybe you want to share all of this on the course page right now.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing has been shared, so I wasn't sure what was going on. So thank you for sharing this information. And if you can upload it on Moodle, that would be very helpful. All right. Thank you so much. All right, Sarah, you want to talk about yours?
Yes, I would like first to say hi to everybody. And at the beginning, I put a course that I was gonna discuss, or my preliminary course, but I changed it now. So before I said it's gonna be diagnostic techniques used in respiratory care, but now I changed it to pulmonary function testing. Yes. So yes, the course to flip is pulmonary function testing. Partial or flip, it's gonna be partial. The class size, well, currently I'm giving this course and the class size is almost 60, about 60 males and females. I cannot really recall how much, but they're all, yeah.
Okay, so this is 2 sections?
Yes, but usually they're not this big. No, sorry, 60, 30, 30. 30 males, 30 females.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
For the synchronous class activities, I have recorded, maybe, I'm sorry, I just submitted them now. Not now, I mean, before the class started, I had also an issue with submitting it. Yes, if I recorded 3 videos, the lecture. And even I tried my best to keep these videos short. That's why I kept them in 3. So one of them, I believe, about 10 minutes, and the third one maybe about 15 minutes. And the lecture, I forgot to upload it, but I can also upload the PowerPoint slides.
Okay.
Yes. And this lecture is about the pulmonary function testing equipment. The equipment used, the flow sensors, the spirometers used, and how to maintain the quality control and calibration for this equipment.
I saw the in-class activity you posted.
No, I believe I post something, maybe it's not different for different course.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes, it was for airway clearance, right? I tried to remove it now and change it with the other materials I have, but I couldn't.
So maybe all of this has to be kind of uploaded and call it in class and asynchronous and all of that. Okay, very good. So as long as you share it, that way everybody else can go and see and then comment on it. Okay.
And I made an in-class assignment. While it shows pictures and questions about some equipment and devices used there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I saw some in-class activity as of this morning, but again, you're saying that could be revised.
It's for the airway clearance.
Correct.
I have changed it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
So
this one, if you want, I can share my screen to show it.
Oh, very good. So I'm going to log off here. So stop share. Okay, go ahead, please.
So this one is for the in-class. I can divide it into groups.
I saw this one.
Oh, this one. Okay. So this one here is talking about the some equipment used in pulmonary function testing. So this is the 3-liter syringe and why it is used, the type of flow sensor here, and what concept it works. So this one here can be used for as an open-ended questions for a group activity. Okay, so also here again about the flow sensor here and about the calibration for this for the complete PFT set, the pulmonary, the body box, and the gas analyzer and all of the things here. Yeah, for its calibration. So usually these questions, not yani, it will take some time and more answers to, or large answers to answer, explain details. Yeah, they might look they might look little, but yani, they're comprehensive and they cover everything. And also, I believe in one of the recordings, there was one video one video was shared, a video from YouTube explaining how it is done and how it is.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I saw this one recently, but anything and everything else, if you could share. That
sure.
would be very helpful. That way you receive feedback from others also.
Exactly.
Okay, so thank you. Let's do the next one, Mona. I saw your new lab report that you ask students to prepare during class. Mona, are you here?
Thank you. Yes, I'm here, Doctor.
Okay.
Hi for everyone. My course, inshallah, will be Biology 101. It's a general course. It's divided into theoretical and practical part. I'm the only one teacher. I will be teaching both of the sections for theoretical and practical. I choose that the flipped methodology will be applied only for my practical course, since these students are new for the university. So I will, inshallah, start with only lab. What else? I have so many sections, usually between 6 to 9 sections, but each section will have between 60 to 20 students. My plan before class as asynchronous activities, I will share my lecture recording. I used the PowerPoint and then I upload it on YouTube channel. As well, I can select some ready videos from YouTube. So also I share the manual, and I specify the pages that they should read. What else? And as engagement before the class, I will open a discussion forum, and I will put a bonus mark for all the students that will participate in these forums. As in class, I will start with a quiz on Poll Everywhere. This quiz, I tried to add some questions, but I faced some problem that at each time I have to add a question, another activity will be added. So I didn't know how to assemble all the questions to one activity. Faced this problem.
Maybe you can get some help there.
Yes, I will see, inshallah. And then during the class, we will review if they have any question. We will see if they need a mini lecture, but I don't think so, because the lab usually is very simple. So inshallah, we will go directly to the lab report. The lab report, we have, they have to make the experiment, to try the experiment as a group. The group will be between four students, 4 to 5 students. So I will have 4 groups, and they will do the experiment, and they will fill the report. Directly after the experiment and filling the report, I will give them the instant feedback.
Good. Any thoughts from anybody on Mona's preparation, both asynchronous, synchronous? Mona, I like the way you mixed up your video and also brought some high quality YouTube videos. So students get to see the variety of resources, and then you have the lab report right there. And then I love the discussion forum. Moodle has a really good discussion forum compared to even Blackboard. Blackboard is where it's hidden, and I have to remind students, and Blackboard discussion board is not used as readily as the discussion forum that I used to have on Moodle. So I know that it's very powerful on Moodle, so everyone can turn on the discussion forum and say, please talk about this topic, and then the students discuss it. You can jump in whenever you have to, but you don't have to. They can do the discussion, and you can just be watching how students discuss on a given topic. So it's a very good use of class input to see whether they understand the material or not. So you're tapping on all the resources very nicely. So I like it. And, because you try with so many sections, you can make one small change between the sections, and then you can collect data, and then you can say, if I keep this, students do this way. If I don't keep this, students do this way. So that
maybe also I will choose some sections to be flipped and other no, to compare between the performance.
Oh, very good. That's where the students may not feel good, because they probably want flipped, they probably want unflipped. So that's where you may have to be careful. If it's one lab that you do in a flipped style for your study group, you may want to switch it to the unflipped group the next time. So it's like a crossover study, so that everyone gets both experiences, flipped and unflipped, not one group. If you keep all activities unflipped, they may be at a loss. They may think that they're at a loss because other students are getting all the fancy.
Yes, I get the idea. Yes.
Right. So the research part, data collection and publication, all of that is coming in our next session. Because you have the luxury of so many sections, I thought I would mention it to you so that you would be thinking about all that in your classes in the future. Yeah. Any questions for Mona? Anybody? they will be reviewing your submissions, Mona, and then they may be giving their feedback on Moodle itself.
Yes, welcome everyone, no problem.
The last but not the least here, is it Hamdi or Hamdi? Hamdi?
Yes.
Yeah, please, you want to talk about your work? I have a sample of your activity here, just cut and pasted it, but you are free to talk about your plans.
Okay. I am teaching.
You want me to unshare my file so you can share yours? Is that what you want to do?
Okay, you can share.
Okay. You want me to share your work?
Okay.
Or you want to share it? I'm asking you.
Share it.
I
Yes.
will share. Okay. Okay. Let me do that. So this is your Moodle page, your Moodle course page. So I'm going to go to yeah, there it is. So you have in-class activity. I'm going to click on it. Oh, it goes to the download mode. I need to, I think both in-class activity and the quiz, post-class quiz, have to be downloaded and shared. So let me do that. Let me go to my downloaded files and pull it up. I have seen both. Post-class quiz is what I pulled from. And then the other one is what? In-class activity. So let me go to in-class activity first. And I will share that. This is in-class activity. I'm going to stop share first and then share this Word document I have. Okay, so this is your in-class activity.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes. You have some really good plan here.
Okay, this course is cardiology for paramedics. It contains lecture and practical. This is partial flipping. Our group is about 10 students, all male. Usually I divide into 2 groups, 5 and 5. Regarding the B-class activity, there is a PowerPoint with video explanation, and there is a pre-class assessment before they come to this, and this is the you can see this pre-class assessment through this link. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. After the student review the PowerPoint and the video and finish the pre-class quiz, in class, usually I start by any muddy or difficult issues to explain. Then I may ask some of the students, 1 or 2, just to summarize just brief points or small, but not all the topics, but specific points, just to know that they already read and they have the required knowledge and they are in the right track. Then we do individual assessment, and from this individual assessment, I review their answers, and we do then group discussion for their performance. If there is some questions which were done wrongly, so will do discussion. I start by those who did it wrongly, why they selected this answer, and then from the other group who did it right. Okay, can you explain why you selected this specific answer? Then I do comment just to explain and clarify the issue more. Okay. Then we have like this one. Okay, so we can just any of these rhythms. Okay, as an example, okay, what do you see in this rhythm? Each one will see according to his knowledge and according to what he knows. Then we can ask one of the students to summarize the main points in this one. Then usually we, in the middle of the class, we give a case scenario and we ask each group to think about each question and as a group, okay, and they give us an answer for it. Then if the answer is okay, we move to the other one. If I need to give any comment or add any more information, I do with the questions, okay? And then usually we ask if somebody has any other information or different opinions or any thing more to add to the answer, okay? And usually, as you see, the case scenarios are moving from simple to more difficult. Okay, so just to reinforce understanding of the topic, which is in this case is how to manage a case of bradycardia. So usually we discuss all different types of ECG pattern, which he can see with the patient, how he can interpret each one, and how he can manage. Okay, and management is dependent on whether the patient has pulse or no pulse, like this, and so on. The patient is stable or unstable, and so on. What are the different medications, and in order, which first drug to give, second drug to give, and so on, like this one. Then usually we, for the practical part, we run a scenario. As I told you, we divide them into two groups. We each group will have a team or group leader, and he will assign tasks for everyone. And we run a scenario. I give a scenario, and will be run for 10 minutes, and then followed by 5 minutes feedback and debriefing. I ask every student to give his comment, what was done correctly, what was done inappropriately, and if they have a chance to do this scenario again, what they need to change, and what this is the first group. The other group will be watching as audit, and also they give their comments about performance of their colleagues. After this one, we have a post-class quiz. I think it is.
Yes, I can share that with the group. This is stop share. And then I'm going to pull the post quiz, I think is what you called it. Post-class quiz. Okay. There it is. I'm going to share this one now. Post-class quiz. There it is. Perfect. Does everybody see?
Yes. So this one will be individual, and we will see how they do in each question. And if there is any difficulties, again, we come back to the students and explain the correct one.
Yes, yes, beautiful, beautiful. Any questions? Any questions from the group? What did you think of the preparation? Any suggestions, any questions, any comments? for Hamdi. A lot of work has gone in, right? It's commendable, the amount of preparation there, cases, quizzes, videos, all of that.
Yes, I can comment on my video.
Go ahead.
It was about yeah, maybe 22 minutes, maybe a little bit long. Again, I were not visible.
You can be visible next time, right?
Inshallah.
Okay. So all of this is just great. You have all the pieces together here. I think your students are very fortunate to have such high quality work. All right. So I think that's everyone. And thank you all for sharing your work. And hopefully this exercise will help you as you move forward with your classes next semester. You're putting it together now. You're going to be using it next semester is the idea. If you're already using it and doing it, you're brave. But I think it would be more effective next time than it is now. All right. Yeah. So now let's get to this week's content. And there are 3 phases now. All along I have said only 2 phases. That is asynchronous and synchronous, right? So those are done. Pre-class, in-class are all covered. You have been immersed in this preparation and discussion, submission, all of that. You have been busy. Now, after class session, like, you have done all this. It's like, oh my goodness, it's over. Post-implementation, what would you do? What are you going to do? You say, I am done. It went beautifully. I can enjoy myself. Yes, some of that. But then most importantly, you would be curious. Is my method working? Is it working? Is what you're curious about, right? What are we doing with the students? Whatever I have done, how good is it, right? So that's what we want to talk about today. This is all about assessing your design, teaching design. Okay, did it work? Which group of students benefited the most? Is it the strong students in the class, the weak students in class, or both students? Did everyone benefit? Is it the shy students that benefited the most? Is it the more outspoken students that benefited the most? Is it the male students? Is it the female students? I mean, these are questions that you should be asking. Are we reaching every student? In other words, are we able to help every student in class? If that's what you have done, 100% for you, right? So that's what we call bravo. Very good, excellent is what we say. Okay, if you reached every student, that's the goal. If you only reach the strong students, what does that mean? They would have gotten this anyway, right? They don't need your help. They're self-motivated, self-driven. Even if you don't teach, they're going to learn from other sources and come and do their work beautifully and get out. They're just smart. So your goal should be, of course, you have to engage strong students too. That's a challenge for us because they're too good. whatever you do may not be enough. And so they want more and more and more. And at the same time, you have the other students. These are the bottom-most students you're thinking about. Bottom-most students. I have a student in my class. She's coming for the 4th time. For heaven's sake, every time the score is still the same, not the passing score, I'm afraid. And what am I going to do with that student? Why is she even enrolling again and again when she cannot make a difference in her preparation and performance? So that is, I cannot understand it. And I said, you make use of all the opportunities that are given next time if you were to come back. But that's not the case. She's still in the same boat as before. So we are talking about weak students. How can we reach them? How can we reach them? I have shown you 2 sets of data. One group, my undergrad class, is where the weak students were able to benefit from flipped teaching. In my graduate course, in my graduate course, please note that they're all like well-prepared students. They're not like weak students. So among them, the stronger students were benefiting from flipped teaching more than the weaker students within that group. So that is something that I have noticed. So most of the literature says weak students benefit from it because of the number of times that they're being exposed to the content in multiple forms. We probably have counted it already, the video, the reading, the practice questions you probably assign. Then they take an assessment on it, a simple one. Then you talk about it during the synchronous session. Then you provide another activity. Then you do another assessment. Then you do the feedback, immediate feedback of both assessments. So you're talking about 7, 8, 9, 10 times talking about the same content. So they hear it over and over. Unlike in a lecture, you go, you present, you may present it beautifully, but that's one shot. One shot versus 8 to 10 times exposure is where weak students are supposed to be benefiting. Shy students, you're building group activities. Small group is where they open up a little bit more. So you hopefully are helping them. Active participants are going to be very happy because you're creating all these activities. Male, female students, their learning styles can vary. As boys in the lecture class, they probably are not paying attention, they drift off. I'm sorry if I'm saying this and offending any of you, but then girls seem to have that patience and sit through the long lectures. So they may do well in a lecture style, but we have shown that boys seem to like the flipped or benefit from the flipped classroom because you're repeating and you're making them do it. When they do it, they like it. When they just have to passively listen, they don't like it. Is my way of thinking, but I could be wrong. Okay, so don't quote me on that. And every group is going to be different too, and it can be different culturally also. All right, so how to ensure that students leave the classroom not dreading another homework assignment. This is another thing. Flipped classroom is where they have to come prepared. So do they see it as, oh my goodness, this is flipped teaching. I don't like it because I have to do all the work by myself. I have heard that. So whenever you say flipped teaching, they say, oh, the teacher is not going to teach. We have to learn on our own. This is what they think when they're in the beginning stages. We don't get the teacher to teach us. We have to teach ourselves. And that means they're going with the idea they have to do it all over themselves. Teacher is going to sit back and relax. Mentality is what you have to overcome. So this is the outside of your preparation, right? How do you change their mindset? That's not easy. So seeking student feedback is always a useful thing. Getting student feedback. How do you do that? Maybe a survey. If you want a survey sample, I can give you one or many. You can cut and paste and put your own questions the way you want. I'm going to post them on Moodle so that you can use them. And it depends on your circumstances. What you're assigning and what you want to know is all up to you. And it has to be done very safely. And most of the time, you don't want them to write their names anonymous. And do not do it right before the exam or right after the exam. They're stressed out before the exam. They're going to blast at you because they need extra time and you're bothering them. And after the exam, if they have done poorly, you may not get a genuine response. So you have to time it well. Okay, anonymous is good. Timing is everything, right? I would like to do it in the first third of the course. At least one exam is given. One exam is already given. So they have tested everything. In other words, they have done the formative and the summative assessment, right? And they have seen you enough in the initial first week to second week. They may still be adjusting, but by the time they take the first exam and they are in the second quarter of the semester, put it that way, they have adjusted to the course, they have seen the results of their work and your work, and that's an ideal time for me, first third of the semester. So after the first exam, not immediately after the exam. So mind you, you probably give another week before you do the assessment. Or after the first exam is when you give this survey, and then give a few days for them to complete. You probably say in a Moodle, here is the survey I want to give to know whether my teaching method is working or not. You have to be open and upfront. There is no hiding here. I want to know how things are working for you. I want to know how things are working for me. Your honest feedback is helpful in changing the course for better for you and beyond this course. If you say that, they would be willing to take 5 to 10 minutes to answer these questions. Then you review. And some programs, the survey programs, I use Qualtrics. I use Microsoft has I'm going to share that with you. Qualtrics, the one that you took is a Qualtrics survey. And let me see if I can pull the Office one, very easy one. Do you use Office at all?
Yes, we do.
Office 365. There you go. I'm share. Let me share this with you so that you can see what I'm trying to do. Share. Share Office is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so this is my Office 365. And in here, I think this is the forms. Do you see forms here?
Yes.
Okay, it's opening up. Yeah, it's opening, it's slow. Okay. Do you see the page where you see a bunch of surveys?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, we can see.
Oh, good, good, good. So survey to create your groups. This is one I have already talked to you about. This is class survey fall 2020. This is another class survey fall. This time, course thus far, I think this was the latest one I used. So these are the surveys I create. All right, so if I were to use one, click on one. All right. Because 24 students have taken it. All right, so this is where I say, I don't know if you can read all that. Let me read. Dear students, please complete this anonymous survey to let me know how things have been in this course during the past 6 weeks of fall 2020. That was last semester. Please complete this survey at your earliest. I have given the time, date, and all. I will share the summary with you in class as soon as everyone has completed this survey. Thank you very much for taking the time to complete this survey. So they write to me, and then I probably have the responses here. I want to see how the results are. I don't know if you can see it in big or not. This is a beautiful summary, right? Then I am not afraid to share this with my class. And then there will be comments here. Do you see how they say, I make sure to watch them before Monday so I can properly review. It is hard to get it all done before Monday's class with having my other classes. So these are honest comments students have given, right? And then, so I prioritize the video lectures over the readings. So I pull this in front of them. Do you see what I mean? And then talk about it. Then I say, I understand it's hard, but this is how you would be benefiting, etc., etc. So that communication makes students feel so good because you're trying to improve the class. You're trying to do your best to the class. They see your intention, right? So that is the forms on Microsoft 365 that you can use. Your university may have other programs that you can use. Moodle probably has its own survey tool that you can use. Those are all options you have, okay? I strongly recommend at least one informal survey done. That way you can get back to students and also learn about your effectiveness in the classroom. You learn a lot. Students, although sometimes it's not as good as you wanted, sometimes students may say things that make you feel bad. Oh my goodness, how did he say this to me? How could she say this to me? Is how you may feel. So take your time, calm down, read again, and then you realize, I know where they're coming from. I know what I should be doing to make them realize that. So go talk to them. Go talk to them openly. That open communication kind of resolves all the problems, don't you think? Sometimes they're mad at you because you're flipping. And then when you show the data and say, so many of the students are liking it, like if 20 students liked it, 4 students didn't like it, by showing this data in front of a class, you're calming those 4 students who were so against this. What are they thinking now? If 20 students like it, there must be something good. Why am I grumbling about it? Is what you're telling them, right? Things have gotten so much better when I share the summary, because it's the consensus of the class that you're sharing. If one student was always annoyed, then that student is now going to stop, is my thing. Okay, so I also had some other points here. Video analytics is one way to pick up if students are watching the video or not, right? So you can tell if students are coming to class unprepared, you can go and tell, only so many of you access the video. On Moodle, you can check a box that shows if students access the file or not. Do you have that option? Do you probably have that option. If you don't know where it is, you may have to look for it or ask people in your IT department. You can track students' access. If you are meeting with the student who is doing poorly, you can say, look, you didn't access any of the course content. I want you to do that first and then see how things change. So those are benefits you would have. Focus groups. What are focus groups? You go to class, you have one question for them. How are things going for you in class here? This is like a group consensus, right? What is working for you? Tell me what's not working for you. So you take notes. Oh, this is an open conversation. Okay, students should feel comfortable to say it. So focus group, I do that with my faculty participants in various groups. I work with very efficient. We go with like 3 or 4 questions. That's it. And I'm recording their conversation. Faculty obviously, talk a lot, and they're willing to give you examples of their classwork, their students' experiences, etc. So we collect that and we analyze the data and then write up on it, etc. So focus groups are good. Surveys are anonymous, and that's what I use every semester in every class, as you could see from my samples. Frequency, as I mentioned, do not over survey. Do not keep surveying every week. Not worth it. It's the same old thing, right? At the most, you can do 2. One in the beginning of the semester, one in almost the end of the semester. Why 2? Because then if you have used the same questions, you can tell where they were in the beginning, where they are in the end. You can make a paper out of it. You can publish it. I did these changes in this class. In the beginning, they were not ready, but in the end, they accepted it, right? So those are things that you can use and publish even if the survey questions are all well designed. Timing of the survey, we talked about. Length of the survey, you don't have to just make it long, make it like 5 minutes type of survey. All right. Faculty surveys for flipped teaching. This is a very good tool that I have used. Classroom observation protocol for undergraduate STEM classrooms, COPUS. It doesn't have to be a STEM classroom, but COPUS is a very good tool. Let me show that to you, or an informal survey that you could use. Informal survey, we already talked about. You saw one example. COPUS is what I'm going to talk about in this slide. What it does is, somebody is in the room taking notes on what the students are doing, what the instructor is doing. So there are 2 measures happening simultaneously. There is that one sheet with a bunch of things that they're observing. All right. So here, L is lecture, okay, WG, and I forgot all these abbreviations now. I can pull it up. This is a paper that's published, CBE Life Sciences Education. Please access it. I can post the paper on the Moodle if you need that. The manuscript that they have describes how it works. So I want you to see here, presenting is shown in blue, guiding is when students are doing the work, you're the guide. Any other work, like you may be talking about what's coming next or some other time. So this is where your activity is broken down into a percentage. You notice that you only lectured for about 50% of the time, right? And then about 50% of the time was in facilitating an activity students were doing. So it's broken down nicely here. Now, what were the students doing? They were receiving. So whenever you were lecturing, they were receiving. They were working and you were facilitating that purple thing, talking to class. So they were engaged in a group activity, and something else they were doing is the other 11%. So this is just one sample, and the person who comes to your class to collect this data may come once in the beginning of the semester, once in the end of the semester, and see if you were able to show a different pattern next time. Okay, if you want to do this in your class, obviously I cannot be there to do it for you, unfortunately, right? So one of your peers can come and do that. There is that sheet. They can observe your class, and in the beginning of the semester and then in the end of the semester. What you really want to do is your presentation that was 50% should be reduced to 20% or 30%. The activity that you're allowing students to do should go up from 50% to 60, 70, 80%. So that's what you should be aiming for. I'm not going to lecture as much, but I'm going to be a facilitator, more and more facilitation. So that change from the beginning to the end is what we like to observe. All right, so that's an interesting tool. I think this is my class data or somebody else's data that we collected, but I just want you to see how it is so effective. The 50 minutes is measured in so many different ways. The observer is going to be extremely busy because they cannot take their mind off of this to check their phone or anything, because every minute something is going on, right? So that is an intense observation, in my opinion. Corpus, I like it a lot. All right, so here is a breakdown. I think this was the first time they came, they took it, and then the second time is what is here. The second time, you can tell the amount of lecturing got down. All right, amount of activity is a little bit up. There is some administrative activity that was going on that day. So receiving is still there in a 50%. So these are the measures that I have as samples. Any questions about this?
Yes, ma'am. One.
Go ahead.
The observer will be observing based on certain points, or there are chances of any bias?
No, there is a checklist. What is
on his mood or his, what he's observing?
There is a code, like lecturing can be L, facilitating can be F, guiding can be G. So there are codes that they have to be assigning each time. Yeah, there is really absolutely no bias. I mean, you are invited to go to a colleague's room. You have to have practiced it enough to do a thorough job of this.
Okay.
Okay, if you think that you're going there and check your phone all the time, that means you missed a lot of activity that was going on in the classroom. That's not a good survey. You know what I mean? Or you need to be paying attention what the students are doing. You're observing. You sit in the back, you observe the whole time and put these codes. And then once you have that raw data, you convert the code into the actual meaningful message and share it with the faculty that requested it. Yeah, it takes some practice, but it's a very effective one. you may want to practice on yourselves among the peers, right? I think I see Muhammad thinking about when am I going to get it done? And Shahabuddin, you may want to volunteer to do it and do this exchange so that you both can see where you are in the beginning, where you will be in the end of the semester, or from first semester to the second semester. It's a great tool. Your university can offer this to everybody as a way to assess faculty activity. It's not to punish you, it's just to encourage you to be more student-centered professor, not a lecturing professor. Mohammad Kadri, you have a question?
It's a very nice way of doing the survey. Could it be done by the camera fitted in the classroom so that it will be anonymous? Even the teacher don't know who is going to observe him. Even the team of the people, 2 or 3 observers can observe on the camera, and then they can give the report.
I wouldn't do the observation anonymously. That's like spying on you. That's extremely scary, right? I mean, you don't want to be in that position. But you can ask me to observe your class, for example, and I can sit there on Zoom and watch you and your students and take these notes and share with you.
I have a question, please.
Yeah.
Is there a standard sheet for this observation?
Say it again. Yes.
Standard questionnaire sheet for this?
Yes, it is in that manuscript.
And we can modify it according to our need, right?
You cannot modify it. It's a standard one. Okay. Like basically, is it the lecture or is it the engaging activity, whatever it is? Is the student speaking or is it the professor speaking? All those are there. Okay. I can pull it up or I can put it on Moodle for you. And these codes that you have to kind of get used to it. Over time, you become more familiar. If you want me to do one for any of you, we can arrange that when you're in a class. But again, let's plan 2 if you decide to do it. One in the beginning, one somewhere at a later point. So you can see your transformation. Or if it's all like student engagement right from the beginning, it's amazing how you have maintained that format throughout. So it's a good way to assess yourself, is what I'm saying. All right. And, not to hurt you, but to only help you is the mentality one should have. All right. So nobody should come and say, I'm going to spy on you and, fire you tomorrow because you're not doing this is not what we want to do. Okay. So
I have a question, please.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Usually, I find out from some of the literature that if a person knows he's being observed, they usually behave differently. It's like when a dignitary comes to class, a visitor comes to class, all the students change their behavior, even their sitting way, even their listening way, but different from when they were their teacher. So and when somebody knows that he's being observed, then definitely he will change. So we won't get to the natural way of this person, the way he behaved naturally. This is my concern. How are we going to avoid that?
Yes, that is natural to some extent. But if you are a person who is flipping the classroom every class, you cannot go and change just one day because you're having this visitor. You cannot go and change the format all of a sudden to another style. So if, let's say you were a lecturer all along, and just because I'm coming and watching, you're going to say, oh, she's coming to my class, I'm going to flip this class 100% tomorrow. You cannot do that, right? Then the students are shocked. And then the observer will be able to tell this is all fake. You know what I mean? So it's
that's what
it's not to me. Again, you may fake it one time, you may fake it 2 times. The other ways, there are other ways one can figure out and you just have to be relaxed and be yourself and do your thing, and then let the natural results be shown than the faked results. Why would you fake, first of all? What would you achieve by faking is the thing you have to ask. What am I going to get out of doing something unusual just to get a big praise? No, there is no incentive here, but just to know where you are. If it is tied to like a raise or a promotion or something else, yes, you probably would like to manipulate this a little bit. That would take us to a totally different discussion, ethical, moral type of behaviors that we don't want to mess with, right? Some teachers would say, I will give you 5 points for you to complete the course evaluation. In our university, everyone is surveyed by the students at the end of the semester, right? So we are not supposed to bribe them. Why? That's not fair. But the culture in one of my department, specifically my program, first time I told them, there is a survey that will be released next week, and please make sure to complete. It will be there for a couple of weeks, etc. Then the students asked me, will you be giving us extra points if we complete? I was shocked. I was like, no, that's part of what you have to do. Then they said, oh, all the professors give us 5 points for completing this activity. So I was like, okay, I need to make sure that I check on this. So I said, let me get back to you on this. So I went to my colleagues and they said, yes, we encourage everybody to participate. The 5 points that you assign will make them do this, fulfill their obligation. I was like, I have not heard of this. This is crazy. And now if I don't give them points, what happens?
It will be bad.
They don't, what's that?
They will think maybe you're not a good teacher. You don't want to give these 5 points.
Only few will fill it.
They won't complete it.
Only few students. We have the same issue, believe me, doctor, also here. We have the course evaluation survey. And when I asked the student, he said, will you give us a bonus?
There you go.
It's everywhere.
So then, because of the department culture, I said yes to that. And that happened for a few years. Now that it's all remote, no one has asked me to give points. So I do not want to give it voluntarily. Just don't say anything. It was just released yesterday. I announced that they have to complete. Nobody asked if I would be giving points. And I didn't want to bring it up because I want their genuine, honest opinion. So
by the way, by the way, in this situation, how would you approach getting students participate in this kind of evaluation? When we in our university, we are really struggling to get students to participate.
You keep reminding them. And no, as soon as I start the class, I have a list of things to talk about. I always say happy Monday, happy whatever day. And then I would say we are doing these things today, and this is for next week. These are the reminders, and that's where I would put course evaluation. And the university has a way of reminding students. I think the email will keep going so frequently that the students are reminded in that manner. And if they don't finish, I can't help it, You just, sometimes what happens is the students that want to complain are the ones that would fill the form because they want to take this opportunity to say everything that they're feeling. And then you know that it's okay to hear it, because there are some frustrated students. No one gets 100% best evaluations. Just keep that in mind. There are going to be 1 or 2 students that are unhappy with no matter what you do. Okay, you may sacrifice your life for your teaching, and if students don't see that, it's going to hurt you. But then you have to know that you cannot please everyone. Okay, majority of the students are doing well, and you have to be happy about that. If the majority of the students are crying, we need to change somewhere and help students, right? So that would be any teacher's motivation anyway. So we don't have to worry about that part. Okay, oh, good. Coffee break for you guys. I was going to do a polling activity, but I don't think that was set up because I don't control the Zoom setup. I may do a breakout room activity just for fun. It's a quick one, easy one. As soon as you come back, we will do a group one, just to review your previous week's content. All right, take 10 minutes break. It is 3 o'clock for you, right?
Yes.
Yes, 3:10 is when you come back.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. See you soon. I'll be here. Whoever wants to talk can do that.
Dr. Chaya, if I may.
Yes.
I was trying this poll everywhere thing.
Yes.
What I observed was that you can activate only one question sort of at any given moment of time. So I just wanted to confirm with you. Is it correct?
Only one question that you're using in with the students?
I put 6-7 questions actually on poll everywhere, but at any given moment of time, I was able to activate only one, and a student will be seeing only one.
You couldn't do the others?
No. Whenever I click the one activate, the other one gets deactivated.
That shouldn't be the case.
Okay.
Why is it doing that? Let me share what I do and see if you can.
Please.
Okay. So this is course. Do you see my course page?
Yep.
Sorry, Safari. Okay. Here is poll everywhere. Do you see my poll everywhere? It's not pulled up nowadays.
Now it's
okay. Okay, so let's see the settings. You have activities, participants, reports, teams, all of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do you see how actions, let me see what I have here. I gave the liver quiz recently. Add activity, rename, duplicate, delete. So nothing really wrong. I'm going to click on a question from here. Which of the following is true of bio? So none of them are activated here, right? Do you see the symbol? Does it look like this?
Yeah, it's mentioned deactivated in on my page.
Uh-oh, then you need to do something here.
Okay.
No, you can't change anything there. Let me see here. Activate this poll. You see what I mean? Let me click on it. See, it's now activated. Now it says deactivate. So all you have to do is to click on that button. Okay. Do you have a ring like this, a circle?
Can I share my page?
Yes, let me unshare. Let me unshare. Okay, you can share yours.
Yeah, and I tried this. I actually wanted to use poll everywhere for the quizzes for in-class or pre-class assignment assessment.
Okay.
But because
I
of this,
think the setting is where you have to play a little bit. Once one of my colleagues here had the same issue. Oh, you see all of them.
yeah, you see, if I click here, the other one gets deactivated. You see this one got deactivated. If I click the next one, the first one gets deactivated. See, like this. Anyone I click, it may become activated, but the other one gets deactivated.
No. Then start the quiz itself. Why don't you start the quiz itself? Click on the first one.
Okay.
You have the pain first question, right? What are the different ways pain is classified as? Okay,
Yes,
click on
yes.
that. Click on that.
Yes, I clicked.
It has to open now. No, double click on it. Click on it. Double click. Yeah, now it's opening.
Okay.
And now I want you to close the eye. Show response. Close the eye.
This one, right? Okay.
Yeah. Show correct. Also close that. Yeah, you don't want to anyone. So now next is now do the full screen. Do the full screen. Okay, now it's full screen. So let's say I took it, and then you go to next. Next. Okay. See, this is where I think you have not closed the eyes before. So
I should close eyes for all the questions, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Go back and close the eyes for all of them first. So now a show response should be always dark, meaning you have closed the eye, and show correct also should be not shining blue.
I have not done this for any of the questions, so probably I'll do that first.
Okay, so now go back to previous, because now these two definitely have the right kind of thing. So previous, okay, so I am a slow student. I'm saying, Dr. So-and-so, can I go back to the previous question? And then you say, do the full screen, do the full screen, full screen. Always keep it in a full screen. So this, you are assigning the quiz now. I took this quiz, go to the next one. That's it. It's working. It's working. So now you can do the same thing to all of them. Just go to full screen and they would be activated automatically. You don't have to worry about one is activated, one is deactivated or anything. Within that folder, as soon as you release, if the settings are correct, you can go from one to another to another.
Right. I'll first change the setting for all the questions. Now I'm aware of the right settings. Don't need to show the responses and all. And then
once everyone has taken the quiz, say you had 5 questions.
Okay.
And then you want to give them the instant feedback, right? So it could be the same day in the same session, or you may say, let's review this in our next session, depending on the amount of time you have. And then at that time, I want you to lock it. When students take this, there is a lock button. Do you see?
Yes.
So when all students have taken it, lock it. So they cannot change the answer. Okay, lock it.
I'll use that, right.
So that students cannot respond anymore. Got it? So when you're reviewing, it must be locked. What I do is, first question I release, I wait till all the students have responded and then lock it. So that I don't have to forget about it. So when I go to review, you open the eye, show response eye. Then it pulls that beautiful graph of so many right, so many wrong. Then you talk about it. You got it?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I'm clear about the basic steps now. So I'll try and use it once.
Right. Initially, you may make 1 or 2 errors. That's okay. You're kind of picking up on all the other things you want to learn here. It's a really cool one for me.
Definitely. I'll definitely use it and see.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. So I'm going to post the the activity on Moodle so you can access it.
Please.
Or maybe is it the WhatsApp that's better?
Both will work, ma'am. WhatsApp will be a direct access.
You like WhatsApp?
It's convenient.
Okay, I will do both.
Thank you.
So I need to go to your course page. Let me see if my video is able to do its work now. So click here for more help. It's not working today. Okay. All right, it's time for us to get back, right? Is everyone back? I'm going to see if I can do.
Yes, we are here.
You're here, good. I don't know if I can do the group activity. Afnan, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, am I able to do any group breakout room or no?
Let me to check.
I was hoping to do polling, that didn't happen. So now I'm planning to use a breakout room instead.
It was able for me before I forget the host, but now I can't find it.
You're not the host?
I'm the host now, but I can't find these options.
Yeah, I know it's not there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that I'm going to just pull the questions on the screen. How about that? And then everybody can answer. This is not the best approach, but because I can't access, because I cannot access, I have to just go with the questions.
Okay.
Review activity 2. Okay. It was supposed to be a group activity.
I think I can make a break room.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
It's assigned automatically or assigned manually, or let's participate to choose room. What do you want?
Let's do automatically, because that way they can be mixed nicely, so they get to meet other people that they do not know, etc. 4 per group, so we have 3 groups.
Okay, 3 or 4?
3 groups, 3 teams. 3 rooms,
Yeah,
open
okay.
3 rooms.
Okay.
And that way there will be four in each group.
Yeah, okay. Just
And
when the time is, when you want, just tell me, I will create.
You please create now.
No, okay.
And you can be in one room and I can be in another room. I can be in a group 1, you can be in a team 2.
You are in group 1.
Okay.
And yeah, so you are in a group 1, 5%, and each group, group 2 and 3, 4.
Okay, so the team has a document that they have to access. That's on Moodle. This week's work, week 5 work. There is a Word document. Can you pull that? And I'm going to put it on WhatsApp also. WhatsApp is a very favorite approach in here. So I'm going to put it on WhatsApp. Okay.
Actually, I don't have all the members' WhatsApp number, or I don't have.
No, I have it here in the group. There is that. Okay. I will put it up.
Okay. So open all rooms or add rooms, create, open all rooms. Okay, it's all open. Oh.
Okay.
Shall we join the rooms then?
Yeah, it asks you, and just go ahead and join. I'm going to post this first before I join one of the rooms. Document. Review activity 2. Okay, I have added that. Hiba, you're not in any room? Hiba?
I will join now, doctor.
Okay. All right. I think the other rooms are still busy working.
Yes, only one, our group. We can wait.
Yeah, you're the smart group.
It was the same last session, alhamdulillah.
They're all coming now. Second group came.
Okay.
Second group is here. Group 1 and group 2 are here. Group 3 has to still join. All right, let's wait for a few more minutes till everyone joins. So you must tell your students to turn the video on. At least for a small group work. I mean, it would be good to have the video on all the time. Okay, must have video on. So this is like small group work. You make sure to stress on it. Got it? Is everyone here? I see one group missing still. One room is not there. I think room 3 is still busy.
Yeah, we are 9 here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is a disconnect here, so I cannot communicate with Afnan, who is controlling the rooms. So we have to wait till she appears. It shouldn't take too long anyway, right? This was supposed to be.
It was small.
It was 3 minutes, 4 minutes max. It was good enough.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a polling activity on Zoom. Does anyone use polling in your classes? No?
No, doctor, not yet.
Okay, I want you to be able to practice it. I'm going to show you, how do I show that? Maybe I have to use my login and then let me create my login and then show you that. That would be a good way. You have to log out and log into my account, my Zoom invitation, and then that would be the way to show it. I would do it next class. So be prepared to log off from this one and then log on to my Zoom account so we can practice a few of those activities. Right now, it's your university control. So I can't do all of that. Polling is what we want to do.
Hi, Doctor. There is still one room.
Yeah. Are they done or no?
We can say yeah.
Okay.
Should I note them to leave?
Yeah, you can close the rooms. Close all rooms.
Okay, just close all.
That way they are forced to get out.
Okay.
There it is. Okay, everybody is here. Okay, so this was not supposed to be a group activity. If it was a group activity, what would I be doing differently? Any idea? I will call it MQ, Muhammad, M. Qadri.
Yes, no problem.
Yeah, 3 Muhammads.
Right.
Do you want to know what I would have done differently?
In a group activity, you mean to say?
Yeah. If I really planned a group activity,
Yeah.
I would be doing something different. What would that be?
Might be sort of again, you mean to say?
My question type.
Oh, poll everywhere.
My question type for group activity would be different.
Yeah, maybe more open-ended discussion and enlisting of.
I would have deeper level thinking going on. This was really not meant for a group activity. You noticed that, right? I didn't mean to do a group activity. That's where I would say A is right, A and B is right, A, B, and C are right. And then make you all get really worked up. There is a lot of debate and discussion. Purposely, you want to create all that.
Right.
Okay. So there is a lot of interaction. So deeper level of thinking. That is for a group activity. You know this already, right?
Yes.
Here, this was supposed to be a quick and easy answer type. This is like a quiz type of thing. I meant to do it as a poll activity. This is not poll everywhere I was doing. I wanted to show you what Zoom can do for polling. If some of you have used it already, you know what I'm talking about. I plan to do it next week. I thought your Zoom could be set up for that. It's not set up. Afnan, do you know if you can do a poll? Afnan, are you there? I will see if they can do a poll. Otherwise, I will have my own Zoom link for you to use and then to practice polling next week. Okay, so that was my intention, and that did not go as I planned. So the question type is easy. One thing you probably enjoyed the group setting anyway. Something in a small group activity, it's kind of fun. You may have met new members in the group that you would not have met. One thing I stress on is you, at least in the small group activity, keep the video on. So it feels like you're talking to one another in a small room, like you would have done in the university. So that would give you more closed group type of atmosphere. So the easy questions that I'm going to go through are, what will you do in the classroom once you have given all your materials, the preparation materials to the students already? So you would have to do engaging activities. You probably want some group interaction. And of course, you want to interact with students. So all of the above would be the correct answer. How many phases? And I saw MQ look up the answers. And in a real test setting, especially in our face-to-face setting, when I give this kind of activity, there is no notes, nothing that they can access. This has to come from their recall of information. And they would know that there is a quiz, they would go through it, but here it was a surprise for you. And you probably didn't remember, there are 3 phases. Okay, one is the preparation phase, then the readiness assurance process, RAP, and then the assessment phase. What is RAP in TBL? Readiness assessment process. What is IRAT? Anybody?
Individual readiness assessment test.
Right, and then TRAT is, only T is
team.
Team. Yeah. And then IRAT and TRAT are the same in the traditional TBL.
No.
No, false.
Traditional TBL?
I think it's true. In the traditional TBL, I think it's true. Yeah.
That's
I'm
correct.
not sure.
Yes, in the modified one, This is where we do
Yeah,
the
separating out,
IRATS,
yeah.
the easy kind, TRATS, the hard kind. So in a traditional format, both IRAT and TRAT are the same. Yeah. Good, good. I, wanted to see where you were with all the definitions and also give you some technology idea is what I had in mind when I was putting it together. Very good. So what do we do next is where you become the judges to see the examples I'll be sharing with you, whether they are flip or flop. The activity is called flip or flop. It's a fun activity. Most of you enjoy reading and discussing it. I have some case scenarios. This would be an ideal one for a breakout room, right? But here I wanted to see what you all thought. Here are some examples. These are from the literature too. Okay, when I was reading one or another paper is when I pulled it. Professor X shares lecture content via learning management system, such as Moodle. Assign and collect work through Moodle and requires students to attend virtual office hours. Is it flip or flop?
This is
Flip.
flop.
Flip.
This is flop.
Flop.
I hear both answers. I need one answer, right?
Flop.
This is a flop.
It's flop because they are just having asynchronous activity on the Moodle. That's all.
So assigning is good. All of the assigning is, oh, sorry. I think it didn't allow me to write. I need to choose the pen option first, then write. Okay. Professor X shares lecture content via learning management system. Fine, that's good. Assign
And correct.
And collect.
Reading assignment and
collect work. What is that collect work? Maybe a quiz.
Maybe a project.
Maybe give assignment and quiz it. Now he want feedback. He
Okay,
collect it.
we can do that too. We can give an online quiz. That's fine. Require students to attend virtual office hours. Require students to.
so that looks like an in-class activity.
Virtual office hours. So office hours, it doesn't say how many.
How many hours?
Hours, is it 1, 2, and what he does there?
Or questions.
Not specified.
Nasreen, you said something?
Yes, maybe student come to ask question in virtual office hours.
Students can ask questions, or discussion is what he's doing.
Through the office hours if they have difficult issues.
Okay, so it looks like discussion thing. Rest of the details are not shared. What do you think?
This virtual office hour is more like in-class activity during Corona time, but it just needs organization maybe.
Require students to attend, but no plan.
No plan.
Yes.
So we speculate that there is some discussion. If they have questions, right? Require students to attend virtual. What he does is not spelled out. All right. And there is no accountability if students don't show up. And if it is just discussion, I may not go to that class because I don't lose anything by not going. Right? There is so lack of structure. So can we call it flop?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
We need more details. We need more specific details. You know, these things, these kinds of things, papers are written a lot. We just meet virtually and discuss. Then I would be asking them, well, you know, what if the student doesn't show up? Where is the accountability here? Where is the structure to make them come? Okay, if you assign some activity that would earn some points for them, they know they have to be there, right? So that kind of a thing is what you have to watch out for. Let's go to the next one. Professor Y allows students to watch lecture videos during class, giving them the opportunity to review materials at their own pace. This professor is available to answer student questions.
Flop.
I heard flop.
Yes.
Flop.
Yes, it's a flop.
It's a flop.
Yes, video should be pre-class asynchronous.
So
it's not a review material at his own place because in class will be limited time.
During class, if they're watching videos,
and it depends upon what videos he is allowing them to watch. Whether the video he has planned for the pre-class activity, then it's wrong. But if another interactive video he's showing them during the class, then fine. As a group activity.
As a group activity, you can show
another interactive video or some video which requires discussion, which triggers the discussion in the group, short video clip, then fine.
Specific segment of a video.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so not the entire video during class, giving them the opportunity to review materials at their own pace during class. That's the bad part.
That's not, yeah.
This professor is available to answer student questions. So what he does is he sits there at the desk and students are doing their own things. So yes, flop is the right choice. Anybody disputes that? No. Okay. Professor M teaches a large class in an asynchronous manner during the current COVID-19 pandemic. He has office hours via Zoom, which is poorly attended. All right. A large class in an asynchronous manner. All right. And then he has office hours via Zoom that's not attended by many students. There is a program where small groups of students can meet with a peer tutor via Zoom, and this program has been very successful. So the professor does asynchronous, but this is Professor M. And he has buddies, small group. All right, so M1, he has told them what to do. M3, students attend this. So it's a 2-tier project. Is this a good one? This is happening currently in our university. Yeah. What do you think of this?
It's good.
I think
good.
Yeah.
His own office hour is not attended very well. His own office hour is not attended. So he doesn't reach every student, but his trainees, his trainees are able to keep students engaged.
I think it's workable.
Where is the accountability here?
Small groups of students can meet with a peer tutor via Zoom, and this program has been very successful. What do you call this? Is it even a flipped classroom or not?
I assume.
He has the class size can be 75 students to 130 students usually.
So both activities are there. asynchronous and synchronous, except for group teaching is sort of group teachers are there, individual professor.
If he does synchronous meetings by himself, the size is such that he cannot interact with everybody.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So that approach is not practical. You're talking about 75 to 130 students on this small screen, and there's no way to engage them effectively. So he has thought about having these TAs who would be able to work with a small group of students and keep them busy. And that's a good approach. So it's a chemistry class, great teacher, great program, and they pay these helpers a small amount of money to do this, so students can learn from these peer tutors. And this professor is going to tell them what to cover. He's in charge of helping them. So if you have a large class like this is one option the university can do. By paying a small amount to the students that are helping, you can reach students better than him reaching all 130 students by himself. So it's a flip. I don't know if you agree with this or not.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, as long as he's getting feedback from them about the student, yes, I believe this flip.
He is getting that information through them, and he has office hours. Some students show up, but he cannot help it because not all show up on Zoom.
We can see this also, Prof, with the in the lab sessions. If the course has practical sessions, usually it holds smaller numbers, and the students usually take more in the lab sessions.
Correct.
They will, yeah.
So the smaller group is more effective than a larger group, especially now when we're doing it all in a virtual mode. Agree? Okay, so what is going on here? Professor O assigned readings for students to complete as pre-class assignment. During class, he let students discuss the topics among themselves. Students spent their class time on their cell phones or laptop computer most of the class. What we want to do this over here. So his reading is okay. He could have assigned a lot more stuff. No slides, no videos. And during class, what's going on? Among themselves.
Leaving that
the whole time.
Completely self-learning.
So they're not paying attention. They're not doing their work. They have drifted off to do other things, fun things, probably. Right?
Yep.
So should we go with...
There is no proper action plan.
Right. No structure.
Sorry. Yeah, no structure, no proper action plan for in-class activity.
Correct. And also his pre-class is not properly designed either.
Yep.
He just assigned a chapter to read, probably, and said, go read the chapter, come and discuss in class. I'm just going to be sitting there and you can discuss. That's not right. Okay, if any one of you are trying to do any such planning, we can't be doing that, is what I want to stress.
Yes.
Yeah. Here, this is a discussion-oriented flipped classroom. Teachers assign lecture videos as well as any other video or reading related to the day's subject, and TED Talks, YouTube videos, other resources. Okay. Class time is then devoted to discussion and exploration of the subject.
Flip.
What do you think?
Yes. Flip.
Flip.
Do you think it's flip?
Yes.
Again, there should be a clear plan for the in-class activity. What type of discussions and how the time will be utilized properly during the class timing is not explained here. Is there any assessment?
Maybe assessment also.
Yeah.
So it's a borderline flip.
Yes, agreed.
Assessment piece is missing.
But the idea was there where basic information was expected to be studied asynchronously and applied in the class, except for the structure where assessment and other things were not organized.
So students may or may not be motivated to go to these discussions.
Okay.
And then you're not able to reach everybody. Only those that are interested in the topic would go, right? Otherwise, they can watch the video at their leisure, take the exam whenever it's given, right? So it's a borderline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flip, just for personal learning, Dr. Chaya, here we can add interesting, engaging activity so that students do attend, and secondly, graded marks, isn't it? Assessment.
Some points to attract students to be connected with the class is an important piece. Otherwise, these days, especially because we're doing so much remotely, motivation is going down, and you need to keep them coming to you. No, that traction has to be maintained. So this is a good one, but only for those that are interested in the topic. Okay, so then do we have to go? It's time for you to leave, I guess, right? We can continue this after this. You have 5 minutes. Professor Day has modified the flipped classroom version of gross anatomy since first offering the course in 2014. She shortened the online instructional videos to under 8 minutes and added more active learning activities such as Jeopardy style game to keep things fresh. They're always surprised as to what class is going to be, which according to the students keeps them on their toes and make sure they're always preparing before class.
Yep.
So majority of you say flip.
Yes.
Jeopardy style. So she's energetic. She wants to do so many different things. One thing that you have to read between lines here, it keeps them on their toes. They don't know what to expect, what is coming next. Variety is good, but if it's too much, it can become stressful for them. You have to watch for that. You have to have some consistency. So these are some delicate things I want you to pay attention to. Do it once in a while. Jeopardy is fun. I would like to bring some difference in the classroom just for a change. But if you do Jeopardy one day and something else one day and something else one day and something else one day, students are like going to panic. Oh my gosh, I know nothing about this. So you have to be careful. Don't overdo. Which is, she's good. She wants to do all these things, but don't overdo. I'm going to stop sharing these cases, and I have some more that I'll be sharing next time. I'm going to jump to the last slide where we will talk about what to do for next class. So let's go here. Continue working on your pre-class and in-class materials. Okay, please include assessments along with your assignments. You have done all of that. If you haven't done it, is when it's important. Some of you need to upload. And if you are being very creative and want to do more preparation for your upcoming semester, do it. Otherwise, I'll see you next week, 17th, at the same time, 1 o'clock. And then there will be a survey on the course itself that we will do. Okay. All right. Have a good week. Hope you enjoyed the session, and take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
Doctor.
you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Kindly send us the templates for the surveys, please. Huh?
Template for what?
For survey. You mentioned that.
Survey. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I am going to